What's up everyone? Today I'm down at Steve White Volkswagen and behind me is the 2019 Volkswagen Jetta. Huge shout out to them for providing this car for me today. I'll have a link to their website down in the description below. And the model that we're looking at today is the SEL. It's finished off in platinum gray metallic and has an MSRP just over $25,000. Under the hood of the 7th generation Jetta is a turbocharged 1.4 liter 4-cylinder engine. This is paired either to a 6-speed manual on the base model or the optional 8-speed Tiptronic automatic. This engine produces 147 horsepower at 5,000 RPM and 184 pound-feet of torque at 1,400 RPM. It is front-wheel drive, weighs around 2,900 pounds. 0 to 60 is around 8 seconds with a top speed of 127 miles an hour. And with a fuel capacity of 13.2 gallons, you can expect the MPG to be 30 in the city and 40 on the highway. The wheelbase is 105.7 inches. It has an overall length of 185.1. The width is 60.7 inches and it has a height of 57.4 inches. New for this year, this vehicle moves to the modular transverse matrix architecture, making the sedan longer, wider, and offers shorter overhangs than the previous generation. Starting up front, this vehicle features a large trapezoidal grille with chrome accents. It comes standard with LED headlights, which have a nice angular shape to them, along with LED daytime running lights. The lower section of the grille is large to provide more cooling to the engine, and it has very aggressive lines coming down the hood. Moving on to the side of this vehicle, it features 16 by 6.5 inch alloy wheels with a nice two-tone design. Disc brakes are on all four corners with the rotors measuring 11.5 inches up front and 10.8 inches in the rear. The body-colored side mirrors are heated. The lower section of the window features a nice chrome trim piece. There's a fast sloping roofline to meet in the rear and very nice lines running along the side of the vehicle. And finishing up in the rear with standard LED taillights along with the backup camera, fog lights in the lower section of the bumper along with a nice chrome trim piece, and very clean lines to finish up the rear. And now with the key, we'll go ahead and take a more in-depth view of the interior, and as long as I have the key on me, I just place my hand in the door handle, it will automatically unlock. The door panel is covered in black leatherette. All the side windows are automatic up and down with the side mirror adjustments and the heated option behind that. The aluminum release handle would lock and unlock in front of that, along with a nice trim piece behind that. Down at the bottom, this is the trunk release along with some storage space. This offers a 9-speaker Beats audio sound system. Moving on to the VTEX black leatherette seats, they have a nice feel to them, good bolstering, white stitching running along either side. They are heated and have a manual adjusting forward and rear along with manual recline. Once inside, we're greeted with a fully wrapped black leather steering wheel with great hand positioning on either side. The buttons on the right control Bluetooth along with the center screen setup, which I'll get to in a second. The buttons on the left control all of the cruise control and adaptive cruise control settings. So using the buttons on the right side of the steering wheel, we can configure Volkswagen's digital cockpit. You can see on this screen right now, engine temperature is on the left side, the fuel gauge is on the right, with miles per hour on the right side as well, and a few other indicators on the bottom. So using the view button, we can scroll through a couple different screens. You can see the date, distance till you're empty, along with your MPG. We can look at your speedometer and tachometer in full screen mode. And then scrolling through, we can look at your Bluetooth, your audio, different assistance systems, along with driving data and your vehicle status. So going back to your assistance systems, we can scroll through all of the things that are featured on this car, like lane assist, blind spot monitoring. To the left of the steering wheel is the headlight controls, along with one air vent and a nice trim piece. Leather on top of the dash. Coming down to the center is the 8-inch touchscreen navigation system. So using the center screen, there are a lot of different things that you can configure. Of course, it is touchscreen, so you can just swipe either way. Climate control, we'll look into that. This does have a dual zone climate control feature, so you can control passenger and driver side, heated or cooled. We'll go back to the menu. You can see your radio. You can also push it on the left side. You have your radio, media, and phone over there, along with a voice recognition system. We'll go into the car settings now. A lot of different things that you can look at, your tire pressure system, different displays and things that you can set up, along with your fuel economy and how long you've gone. Going back to car and in settings, there's an ambient lighting feature that you can control and change the interior lighting of the car. Obviously, you'd be able to see that more at nighttime, but you can see it on the center gauge there as I'm changing the color. Very cool to see. It will show you on the screen as well where it's changing the color. So definitely a lot of different settings that you can go through with that screen. Moving below that, there's 2 air vents along with the hazard switch in the middle. You have your heated driver and passenger seats. Along with all of the AC controls, you have the physical buttons that you can control the temperature as well. A little bit of storage beneath that with the USB. Taking a look at the leather wrapped shifter now, we'll go ahead and put the car into reverse. You'll see the backup camera light up with guidelines. We can put this all the way into drive and move it over to the right, and we can use this to shift. To the left of that is the engine start stop button with the electronic parking brake behind that. You can turn on and off the engine deactivation along with the different driving modes, which I'll go over later in this video. A 12 volt on the other side. 2 cup holders in the center. We'll take a look at the center armrest that has a USB and a pretty good amount of storage space. Another look at the center glove box, which is pretty deep, along with a CD player up in the top of that. More of that nice trim on the center dash. We'll take another look at the leatherette seats. This vehicle does feature the sunroof option as well, so all of those controls are up in the middle along with a sunglass holder. You can also control the front and rear dome lights and choose to have them come on and off if one of the doors opens, and just pulling on the center button will open up the sunroof. And now we'll go ahead and take a look at the rear passenger storage space. The door panel is obviously finished off like the front. Very nice black leatherette with a little bit of storage space down below and a speaker. This is a 5-seater sedan, so let's go ahead and hop in. With the front seats set at my height, 5'10", I definitely have a lot of footroom. I also have a lot of headroom as well. Taking a look at the center armrest, when you pull that out, it exposes 2 cup holders. Here's the view out of the rear. There's also another glass for better visibility. And these seats also have a 60-40 split to them, so if you need to throw anything in the back, you have the room to do that. Now we'll go ahead and take a look at the trunk storage space. I can either push on the button itself or up underneath the Volkswagen logo. Just push on this button here. With the seats up, there's about 14.1 cubic feet of storage space, and obviously with the seats down, much more room. A nice pocket on either side for extra storage space. You can see all the floor mats here along with a Volkswagen assistance kit. So there's definitely plenty of room back here. You can see there's the handle on both sides to go ahead and fold down those seats. Definitely a lot of room in this 5-seater sedan. Alright, so now it's time to get this Jetta out on the road. The first thing that I noticed getting into this car is that virtual cockpit. I think it's very cool that they've integrated it into the Jetta now. Gives you a lot of different options so you don't have to look at that center screen. So the first thing that I want to go over is the visibility. It's very easy to see around this car, especially with 2 glasses in the rear passenger area there. You can easily see over your left shoulder, glance over your right shoulder, easily able to see. And then the rear glass is not raked too steeply. It's very large, so it gives you great view out of your rear view mirror. And just putting a couple miles on this car right now, the comfort in it, it's very nice. I'm on a road that's kind of got some bumps to it, but it's absorbing everything well. The seats are really comfortable too. They have a little bit of bolstering down by your thighs, which is really neat. And then coming around this turn now, we'll switch to the driving of it. The brakes do a really good job. I mean, it's got some body roll. It's not a sports car or anything. It's not designed to do that, but it took that turn really well. It's not a very heavy car either, so coming around turns and even coming to a stop like this handles really well. While we're at a stop right now, I have the engine activation on and off, so it just shut off. Put my foot back on the gas, it'll start right back up, and we're on our way. Moving on to the interior materials along with the layout now. I like everything that's in this car. The steering wheel is fully wrapped in leather. The seats are a nice VTEX leatherette. They're super comfortable again. It's on the door panel too. It's a nice material to see. The center layout is not too confusing. I like how minimal the buttons are. I was in the Passat a couple months ago. Very similar interior to it. I like not being confused with too many buttons. This vehicle also features a ton of standard safety features. A lot of those include blind spot monitoring, a forward collision warning system, emergency braking. You have rear cross traffic alert, adaptive cruise control again. That's all included in the driver assistance package. All of that you can use and control from the center screen like I showed earlier in this video. And you can also mess around with those and turning them on and off. There's 4 different driving modes, so if you're sharing this car with someone else, you can put it to the driving mode that you're used to. It'll set up various things for you like your radio presets, the ambient lighting feature that I showed earlier, whatever color you had, it'll go back to that. It'll also change your automatic temperature controls, which is really cool to see. So again, if you're sharing this car, you don't have to worry about all that. You just put it into the setting that you chose. So now I'm going to go into sport mode now. I've been in eco mode for the last couple miles here. We'll go into sport, just give it a little bit of gas. You know, it's not slow and it's not quick at the same time. It had a little bit of turbo lag in it, but it definitely got up to speed there. So in sport mode, it definitely has a quick throttle response. I'm gonna go into eco mode now and do the same thing. Much slower in eco mode, so it's definitely trying to conserve your fuel economy, give you better MPG for sure. So driving this car the last couple miles, it's definitely a smooth, comfortable ride. You can easily fit 5 people in here. There's a lot of room in the trunk for anything that you need to throw back there, along with folding the seats down. So plenty of room in this sedan. It is a little bit smaller than the Passat, although as the generations keep growing, it's almost catching up to the Passat size-wise, but there's a lot of storage space on the inside of this car. And while this car can get up to speed in the automatic, let's go ahead and check out the manual and see what that has to offer. All right, so this is an S model. It's a little bit down from the SEL, and it's definitely odd to be in a normal family sedan driving a manual. You wouldn't expect this to be a manual, but it is offered. If it's something that you're looking for, you have the option to do that. This is super fun to drive, and the clutch pedal is super light. So if you were gonna daily drive this and you were in bumper to bumper, you know, rush hour traffic, your left leg would definitely not get sore. It's that light, and it's also really easy to put it in to the gear that you're looking for. Now the shifter, it's not a short throw shifter or anything, so they're a bit long, but it's definitely easy. You put it right into the gear that you're looking for. So real quick, I'll just do a comparison between this and the automatic. Not giving it a lot of gas, but just getting up to speed. You know, they're really close, just depending on your shifting. It's very easy to get this through the gears and up to speed. Really fun to have the manual option. And now we'll take one last look from the passenger side. Definitely a nice looking interior. Very simple with minimal buttons, so it gives it a nice clean look. Nice seats as well. Another look at the rear seats. I have them folded down so you can get this perspective again about putting anything through to the trunk. So that is my walk around review and test drive of the 2019 Volkswagen Jetta. Huge shout out again to Steve White Volkswagen for providing this car for me today. This car has a lot of great technology features that come standard. It looks good, it drives well. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up, smash that subscribe button, and stay tuned for more videos to come. I'll see you guys next video.